before he got to the limiter line, overtook and into the pits he went, gaining a couple of places and time on track, which I think is a genius move if the regulations of your league allow it. For me, honestly, it's just a good move. That's just a really, really good, really opportunistic move. Is it on the edge? Definitely. But if there's nothing in your league regs that say you cannot do this, then that should be legal. That's how motorsport regs work in real life. If there's not a reg saying something and you don't do the thing, then it has to be legal for that race and they can outlaw it from then on. But yeah, you know what, Ninja Hyper, you get my big chat of the video award. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Are there any non-F1 ones? Yeah, I think this is non-F1. Oh, it's Project Cars. Do you guys think the Ferrari is at fault, or is it my fault? I'm in the white and orange car. Let's have a look. Also, rest in peace, Project Cars. Here comes the Ferrari. Ginetta in tow behind. Ferrari has forgotten to turn in. Rejoins the circuit and yeah, clatter. Big clatter. So, as you probably guessed now from the theme of what I've said so far, Ferrari's at the racing surface, rejoins onto the racing line, into the path of another car. Instant massive helmet award for the Ferrari, which actually appears to be AI, the way it's turning it, but awful to do that. But I am going to throw a little caveat in there. So if you are the driver in a Ginetta and you see this guy coming back onto the circuit, you also have the ability to move out to the right here to avoid him coming back on. Should you have to do that? No, you shouldn't have to do that. But the result of this crash in real life will be both cars out of the race. If you foresee this guy being a bit of a helmet coming back onto the circuit in a stupid way and you avoid it, you survive the incident and continue in the race. Which you could argue is more important than being proud, sitting on the line and expecting the other guy to do the right thing. Sometimes it's just about survival. And I think the Ginetta could have maybe practiced that a bit better here. But that being said, I 100% the fault of Ferrari. That gave me Banning Koge vibes, that is. If you know what that is, yeah, you understand. But this is just a check, see if I'm still able to understand what is a racing incident and who is at fault. Right, okay, so he doesn't know. That's not good. So we're behind him. Oh no! It's going to be his fault for sure. So we're in the Merc. Sorry about the audio, it sort of sucks here. Going to go to the outside, down towards T1 and Watkins Pit. T1 here is a right-hander, not run up on the left though. We are now alongside on the outside, but it is still the Audi's corner. Yep, Audi's taking the line as he's allowed to do. Very nice. And we've actually switched back there, then driven into him. Oh dear. Switch this again. I mean, that's on the Merc, I think. It's on the Mercedes. The Audi, from what I can see, it is hard to tell because we only get to see it from one angle. But he seems to be driving somewhat on a straight line on this curve out to here and given the space on the inside. He can't go any further out there, so you've driven into the back of him. That's on the Mercedes. Definitely not intentional. And people sometimes use the term racing incident as like, oh, no one's at fault. But like, I think that's what he's saying there. There's no one's at fault for this, but it's not the case. This crash would not have happened if the Merc is not driving to the back of him like he wasn't there. Intentional or not, that will be a penalty for the Merc because he's caused a avoidable collision. And well, to be honest, penalty there is that his front end is now trunched. Oh, look at this! A moment with Dave Cam. Oh, Davey. You're about to go under the microscope, mate. At the moment, with Dave Camp today, was wondering if anyone was at all. This is R Factor 2 in the Alpine. Which actually I didn't think was a very good car to drive, but people are loving him right now. So here is, we're on board with Davey. There's no audio here. It's through the last corner of Zandvoort. We've still got a long way left in the race yet. We're in the slipstream with the car in front. We do this to negate the air resistance, get the fast straight line speed. We go to the left here. We are now alongside the Dave Camps. The guy on the inside has to give us a little bit of room on the outside. We've gone very, very wide. We're still out there. There's a guy still on the inside. There's contact. And the guy behind us has spun. So we've got audio now. We're on the inside. Well, you know what? I am going to say it's a hard one to say it's 50-50 because there's contact in the space. It doesn't need to be. But I'm going to watch you in comparison to this white line because you hug this white line away. So there, you're still there. You're keeping the angle, keeping the angle. Then you release the steering. We're still sort of in the corner here, and you touch and you spin. In the green. Here's a bit. Actually, here's his angle. Yeah, what's this called? Yeah, I think Dave gave you racing room. I think you tried to come out the corner a bit too early, and there was contact, and you went round. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think it was one of those things where someone's lunging someone. I think that is going to be another definition of a racing incident where, you can see the attitude of both cars really well here. Dave is going out to the curb here. You are going out here somewhere. So, yeah, I put that on you. If I was to put that on anybody. Dave, you're safe for now. GT7 in the box car, my favourite. Old R31 silhouette car. We're at Spa. We're defending. Here's another fellow box. We're on the inside. We've got the line. Drive to the outside. Nice. Now there's a guy alongside. He has the room. So we have to give him space now all the way down the hill. You can't just turn on him. Still can't turn in. He's there. He's actually putting on us. Contact. Jeez. Just about pushed him wide there. I mean, this is Eau Rouge in Radio. One of the fastest corners in the world and one of the most high-stakes corners in the world. You've already touched down here. Now, usually it's one at a time through here. We have seen people go 2x2 through here in the past. It ends, not end very well. At this point, on the left, we're actually slightly ahead. Only slightly, but we still have to give room to the guy on the inside because he's alongside. The guy on the inside comes across side. There is the smallest bit of contact. You go out to the marbles and then go wide here, and it's hard to come back from that. Another one, racing incident. It's a racing incident. Like, you guys didn't give each other any space down the bottom there. There was a tiny bit of contact, which if anything came from this guy moving over slightly, but the contact, the way he hit you didn't actually, that momentum seemed to increase going into the car we were there with netcode. And again, netcode, those who don't know, is sort of the position prediction software that goes into most of these games because there is lag, it's online. So yeah, no one's fault. Just one of those things. So again, if you want to survive those scenarios a bit more, if I was this guy, why not just back up a little bit, going up Eau Rouge and Radio, sit behind this guy on the right here, as you end up doing anyway, and just get up to Lake Home, overtake there. Sometimes you got to maybe just think a couple of corners ahead instead of reacting straight away. Another one here from Abu Dhabi, which I think is sort of somewhat relevant, seeing as we were just there for the finale of the F1 Grand Prix. F1 Grand Prix, the F1 seat! Have a look. Oh, me. Let me get a better camera angle that my man's watching from crane. Well, we can see from here, so the bro, what a legend, dives up the inside. He's there now. He's definitely there. This guy turns in super late, takes him out, off we go. Well, does this guy just not brake at all? What is this angle of attack? What the fuck? What's going on in this clip? I find it really hard to understand, so I'm tempted to say it's this guy's fault, but the absolute lunge of this guy, I mean, he's there. So the reason why I'm having trouble discerning this one is because I'm not sure if this guy's making the corner when he lunges to the inside like that. The sense of speed is really hard to tell. It would be really good to have had like an onboard or something. Based on the fact there was that level of contact, the guy was able to move so easily outside of the slipstream of the guy ahead and move to the inside. It makes me think the guy who was leading into the corner was just going slowly. This guy took advantage of it. So I don't really know. I mean, from these two clips, I'm going to say it's the guy in the green, but just ignoring the guy on the left is here completely. Obviously, it seems the brother is on here, but he's there. He's got to give him room. There was no room given here in this contact. So a tough one to call from that angle, but I'm going to give it to the guy in the green car. So you've got to look out for people around you. That's important. This one is Formula V in iRacing. Formula V is awesome. It's very, very intense racing, not particularly very fast racing. You can see already we've joined after instance someone called David Shoot, who's us. You're so bad, Yupu left track joined and cut me off. Right, so which one's David? David is in the car will take it out. Okay, so this guy in the white, I don't really know where he's going here. He just drives off the circuit. I don't think there was contact with the red car in front. It doesn't seem like there was. Just drives off. Obviously, there's not as much grip on the grass, so you can't just keep the racing line. He then starts understeering as the grass takes effect, goes onto the curb, comes back on the circuit, and we get collected, and off we go. So, this is going to go in the same sort of camp as what I said earlier on. It is 1,000,000% on the guy in the white car. At this point, though, what can he do to avoid washing out onto the circuit? There isn't much he can do. His fault started and he drove off, but from a survival point of view, if we're David here, we should be thinking about the fact that this guy he's gonna come back on track. He's gonna come back on. He's gonna cross us. So what do we do as David? Given his relative speed, we go a bit wider. We are gonna lose time. We shouldn't have to lose time because of this guy, but it's better than this happening. If this happens, then our race is over. rather than losing maybe half a second to avoid the guy coming back on. So whilst this guy is 1 minute into the full, driving the line like nothing is happening around you is, you could argue, equally as silly. You have to be alert when you're driving in sim racing and in real driving, stuff like this. And it can come back and it can take you out of the race. He called it a dick move. Final lap, final corner for the win. I'm the red car. I love me a dick move. I get some non-potato based. So on the last lap at Spa here, coming up to the bus stop, a very popular overtaking spot. Let's see if he goes for the lunge, down to the outside. He's now fully alongside the guy on the right. He has the space on the inside. He's still there. Oh, I don't know, man. So watching that back again, at this point of the corner, this guy is ahead. And to be honest, this is pretty much his win. He's sent it round the outside, used the downforce of his car, and kept the car on the outside. He's done it here. He's done all he needs to do. But then, gets a little bit too enthusiastic trying to save the thing. I think he sent the car in a little bit too deep. The car starts to rotate from the rear as the weight transfers, and now he's stuck trying to correct the thing, which of course pushes him towards his opponent here in the blue car, who turns in as he usually would. Is he turning in to make the apex here? Yeah, a bit of a weird turn in here. I would have given a little bit more room if I was the blue car on the outside, but I think ultimately this happened because of the mistake of the guy in the red car. I don't think it's a dick move or anything like that. I just think that he made a mistake and therefore putting the fault on himself. Even if you make a mistake that you don't intend to do, the fault still falls on you. So it is the fault of the red car here. The contact, but I wouldn't call it a dick move, just an unfortunate racing incident. Oh, fantastic! It's one posted by Aiden, and it's just called We Both Disagree Who's at Fault. I'll try and tell you, mate. We're at Baku, one of the worst circuits ever. Long break into the left-hander here, and contact between the two, they both end up in the wall. So, let's have another look. These guys both disagree as to who was at fault here. So we're going to stay on board, of course, with the no follower, coming down to this left-hander. We are on the outside. At the braking zone, you might have noticed there, just before we braked, the arrow turned white, meaning we were completely clear of the car behind. Meanwhile, General Dysleximo brakes out a little bit later than we do, lunges up the inside. So at this point, we're side by side. Where is this guy going? We are still alongside him at this point. He is not making that. He is not making that corner without crunching us into the wall. And this is something I see all too often in like F1, especially in F1 games, sort of that style of racing, because F1 very much is that style of racing where if you don't move, I'll crash into you. So I would say on that one, it is the fault of Yami for just not really respecting the space of the car on the outside. You're both on the same bit of circuit. You do have to share as much as you don't want to. And because of Yami's attempt at the overtake there, he's cost both of them, both the Red Bulls there, was probably an easy 1-2. But I really want to reiterate that just because you can get your car ahead at the apex does not mean the corner automatically belongs to you. That rule I've seen used as justification from launching it from a different postcode back, never having any hope of making the corner, but I got to the apex first, despite the fact that I now overshot the apex and taken out the guy on the outside. You can't do that. It's stupid racing. If you're going to overtake someone, you've got to make the corner. Now we go to an iRacing clip from Irwin. So who was at fault? It was a last lap, and we were P1, P2, P3, and they've all worked around happening. Let's see who was the sim racing steward's helmet of the race. So this is Le Mans going down to Indianapolis. Oh my god, this happened immediately. It's happened straight away. What a weird crash that is. I can already tell you who's at fault. I'm going to pause the video there. Can you tell me who's at fault in the comments below from that very, very, very small bit of clip? I bet you can. So let's go back. First of all, we're riding with the Audi. This is on the way down to Indianapolis, which is a right-hander. And the straight towards this, I mean, we're going pretty much top speed in these cars, 270, 280 kilometers an hour, extremely fast down here. Now, I want you to watch these white lines. These are going to be very useful for deciding who's at fault here. That's the Audi. We're staying in this left lane. We're still staying in the left lane. Watch the green Mercedes. He then comes across into our lane, turns himself over the nose of our car, puts himself into the wall, then bounces out, hits us, and catapults us into this innocent Ferrari just on the inside. So just like that, 3 cars out of contention for the lead, and it is the fault of the green Mercedes. Oh my god, this guy has a 240p video. Okay, we're going to do our best, chat. I'm going to get my potato viewing camera out. This is just a restart crash in F1 2022. Do I have any hope on what? Can I understand this? I'm checking the brakes a little bit more. The guy is very close behind us. You can see by the red arrow there, turning red, it means he's alongside. That guy set the pace, we still haven't gone yet, and we get clouted by the guy behind. So even though we only have one camera here, I can sort of walk you through my thinking of this. So we are the leader, we are setting the pace. Now from what I can see just about here from the speed, we are keeping a fairly constant speed, 121 k's. We're weaving, we're speeding up a little bit there, and the car